Hello, Biddies. Welcome back to the Lipstick Biddies podcast from the Makeup Show. I'm here for my next interview today with an amazing makeup artist and brand owner, Ashunta Sheriff-Kendricks from Ashunta Sheriff-Beauty. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful, Rachel. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, your eyes are absolutely incredible. Is that one of your products that you're wearing today? She's wearing, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, she's wearing the most amazing duochrome glitter right now. Just amazing, amazing, beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, this is our unicorn multi-chrome glitter palette. We sold out, woo, 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 but we'll be back in stock December 10th. It's a 12 shadow palette of amazing pressed glitters that transfer. You can mix them, play with them. You can also put them on your lips, your eyes, and little to no fallout. They're amazing. I love them. And vegan.
So I know that you're a makeup artist, and we got to talk a little bit yesterday. What kind of makeup have you been doing lately? Have you been doing a lot of celebrity clients? Do you do a little bit more like natural?
Well, I've been doing this 25 years, and like I tell everyone, I've kind of done everything. I've walked the gamut, truly. I've worked retail. I started at Mac and Ricky's back in the 90s.
Ricky's,
yeah, I worked.
love Ricky's.
Yes, Ricky's was everything. I was 19 years old, and I worked in the store on 3rd Avenue between 18th and 19th Street. I worked with Laura Mercier. I worked on Pat McGrath's team, so I worked in fashion. I worked in music, worked with Alicia Keys and Ciara and Puff Daddy and Usher. And then I worked in TV and film, worked with Taraji on Empire, Hidden Figures, and just wrapped a movie called Iron Mike for Hulu, which is about Mike Tyson's life. So I've done everything. I've done bridal. There's not any area of makeup I haven't touched or won't touch, because except for effects. I do a little light effects. I won't even try to take credit in that area. But I feel like, I love makeup so much. And when a job calls, if I feel like I can handle it and take it and my schedule allow it, I go for it. Nothing stops me.
I love that. And it's so funny because I feel like sometimes we feel as makeup artists, especially when we're starting, I'm very similar to you where I love it all. And even FX, I've done bridal, I've done film, I've done private clients, everything in between, because I just love them for different reasons. Is there any facet that you like the most that really lights you up, like a job that would really light you up?
Absolutely. I didn't really understand how much I love period pieces until I worked on Hidden Figures. And so now it's like the universe is literally consistently bringing me period pieces. Even Iron Mike, it's an 80s, 90s piece. It's really reminiscent of me being a child growing up New York City, Harlem. It's giving me all of that flavor, all of the flat tops, the cuts in the hair, the little to no makeup, but makeup was being worn because we used to lighter our eyeliners and make liquid liner back in the day. So I love period. And so I'm really, really drawn into that. The other aspect of makeup that I really, really love is bridal. I don't do as much bridal as I used to, but I recently did a friend's wedding, and I just was like, wow, I forgot how much I love contributing to making that bride feel gorgeous on that day. So yeah, I love period, I love bridal. Those are the things that really get me going now.
It's so important for Biddies. You got to know your references.
Yes. Oh my gosh. When we're doing period pieces, the research, I did a Remy Martin commercial. It's starring Usher. You guys have probably seen it. It's called Believe campaign. And we did 6 decades. We went through 6, so going all the way from 1933 all the way to current. And my team, we had a team of 6 people. We killed it, we smashed it. But when I tell you storyboards upon vision boards upon boards, to make sure that everyone was really on point and really understood, because sometimes people really get locked in, oh, it was a red lip back then. No, they didn't even wear lipstick. You know what I mean? Or their brows were like this. No, they didn't do that. So really research is really important when we're doing period pieces, so that we're lending the truth to the story, not just doing our own thing as artists. So I really take really great time and pride in doing great historical boards for my teams, because history is really important. It's important that we really know the eras as makeup artists and not just think we know,
I remember looking at one of Kevin Kwan's book, and he does a lot of period makeup, and just seeing him recreate the iconic, beautiful sirens of the age, like Marilyn Monroe, Sophia Loren, and all these people that he did modernize makeup on, really kind of is what made me want to do makeup and character makeup.
Absolutely. Kevin O'Quan and Sam Fine are the two people, God rest Kevin's soul, Sam is still living, but they're the 2 living people that the first 2 makeup books that I purchased at 19 years old. I had, making faces. And, I would stare at the pictures constantly. And then really learning the art of contouring. Like, contouring was used because it was black and white film, and you really need to see people's features, and things needed to be chiseled out. Whereas opposed to when Technicolor came through 20th Century Fox years later, we got color. You didn't have to contour as hard. So, just learning why it was used, why the technique was actually created, that stuff is really important.
That's really cool. I did not know that. And that makes so much sense. And the more you know, Biddies.
I'm a big history buff. I was an anthropology major. I went to Howard University, HU, represent. Bison, I got to always represent my school. But no, seriously, history for me it runs through my veins. So when I take on a job that's period piece oriented, I go deep dive, like really, really into it. And I always wanted to know, like, why do we do so much contour? Because in the 90s, we had a lot of chiseling, monochromatic, contoured looks that were really reminiscent of things we saw in the 40s and 50s before color was full bloom. And it makes sense, because history always repeats itself. Like right now, we're doing kind of a hosh-posh mix between 50s, 70s, and 90s makeup. It's kind of like a whole amalgamation of decades mixed together. So it's kind of cool.
Everything always comes back.
It does. It recycles.
Everything always comes back. So now that we know a little bit about like your background with makeup, what made you now you have this amazing makeup line that's here at the makeup show today. What made you decide to start your own makeup brand?
The pandemic. I was working every day, 70, 80 hours a week on a TV show, and we came to a screeching halt. We got hit with a COVID case on March 13th, and the doors closed to our show, and we didn't even get to finish our season. We had 2 episodes, and they literally edited it out, and the whole show wrapped, and the show was gone. And I feel like, for a lot of people who were in that same predicament, it wasn't just me. It was thousands and thousands of union makeup artists and hairstylists and costumers and everyone out of work abruptly. After I kind of went through a depression, went through feeling like, what am I doing? Because I'm busy every day. Now I'm not busy, and figuring out my time. I literally thought maybe I won't be doing makeup again. Maybe this virus will be so detrimental to humanity that I won't have an income. And so I had to think on my feet. I have 8 children. I have a husband. We have a mortgage. And I had to just get on my feet. Like, what can I do? Because I always say to makeup artists, we're not reinventing the wheel, right? Makeup is makeup is makeup. But what can we do to actually put our ingenuity into it? And so I created Magnetize, which is a magnetic lash line. And we literally, since January 29th, have sold out 7 times. We have the best magnetic lashes on the market because they are handmade. They're not mass produced. They were designed by me, a makeup artist who wanted lightweight lashes that everyday women could put on because we were covered from here down. Yeah. And so everyone who loves lipstick like me, I love lipstick, and wore lash extensions, and also found out I was allergic to glue. Right, all during the pandemic. I'm like, really? I can't even wear freaking lashes? Are you kidding me? So I had to figure out a lot of things. So I found that magnetic liner worked for me. I didn't get the same irritation, but the magnetic lashes that were on the market, no offense to any brands, they just didn't last long. They didn't stay on long. Their liner would come off. I'd have to keep reapplying. So really formulation and technique and experience was poured into creating this brand. And then we've grown now to include vegan products. All our lashes are vegan, by the way, and all our products are vegan. So now we have our unicorn palette, our unicorn highlighter. We have our browsing, which is an old-fashioned style vegan brow soap, which comes with hydra aloe water so you don't dry your brow soap out. So we have really great products that have been a lot of thought put into it. And that the motivating factor was I don't want to be homeless, and I want to be able to still give quality products to people and not rape people for products at the same time, because it wasn't a motivating factor of just needing money, but how can I create something that actually is adding to people's kits and to people's lives that's actually good quality products that are healthy formulations and actually durable and really work. So it was kind of the combination of my need and their need mixed together.
So, wow, that was like a. You and I are so similar because this is why I have a podcast, because I could sit and talk for like an hour straight and not even be talking to anybody and just talking into a microphone, right? But oh no, I'm a Libra.
Oh, close.
Libra, what? We Libra sun. Virgo moon, Gemini rising.
I'm a Virgo rising,
Okay.
Cancer moon, Pisces sun.
Okay.
So we're somewhere mixed in, and I have a lot of Libra in my chart.
Okay.
Because Libra and Gemini, Aquarius is they're the queens and kings of communication. So that's why I know how to talk. It's all that air up in me.
I love that. I love that. Well, like what you were saying, especially like pivoting in this. We hate use like this overused word of pivoting,
Right.
but that's kind of why the podcast was born, because I'm a makeup artist and I'm like, well, shit. Well, shit. So basically now, we have the podcast, and all the beautiful biddies that are supporting me are the reason why I'm here at the makeup show today. It's pretty surreal. I'm sure for you, you've had so many career milestones. And is this the first year that you're at the makeup show with your brand?
No, I've been coming to the makeup show. James Vincent is a dear friend of mine, and he pulled me into the makeup show. I feel like my first time was 2015. He had me speak here in New York. And I had my dual-ended foundation stick called Perfect Blend, which we will not say that name again, because I had to do a whole trademark lawsuit with that. But anyway, I'm very transparent. I don't care. But we won
Same.
in the end. We won in the end. So at the end of the day, James brought me here with that one product. And that one product, I've built a makeup show family. I've spoken at Chicago, Orlando, Houston, LA, New York over the last 7 years now. This just happened really because I was like, Shelly, she was like, do you want to do it? I'm like, I want to get out here and do it. Everyone was kind of scared a little bit, because of COVID and vaccination. I'm vaccinated and all that. So I was like, no, I'm not scared. Let's go. I want to do this. So, this is our family. Our makeup artist community. This is where we feel love and support for each other. This is where we get to really road test and see new products, new brands. It's so exciting to see makeup artists come with new brands. I feel like I'm here with a new brand because I literally came here with a foundation stick and a brush almost 7 years ago, and now I'm here with a full color line and lashes. So it does feel like my first time, honestly, it does, and I'm really excited about it.
Same, because it feels like my first time, because I'm here with my brand.
Yes.
And I've always worked with Ruby May Cosmetics 3 years in a row, and this is my first year here with my own brand.
Yeah, so it's just really, it's thrilling and exciting because I'm doing something completely different that I didn't know I would be doing. And you just have to follow the yellow brick road. It sounds so corny, but it truly is like when you close your eyes and you kind of visualize like where you want to go in life. And I find that the pandemic gave me that stillness that I just could not get because I was working 80-hour weeks. It's really hard to get that balance of know where you're going next. I was just kind of going, like wherever my client went, I went. And I love my sister, Taraji, because she opened up a whole new door to me. I wouldn't have known how much I love period pieces if it wasn't for working with her. So, don't shortcut the steps the universe puts you on and the people that are utilized in that journey. But in order to get to your journey, sometimes you just have to get still and get focused on what's my purpose? What am I to do? And I love making people feel happy, and glitter is like, you can't get happier with glitter. Glitter makes the world go round.
Amen. Amen. I love that. And that's why I was like, we got to talk to you.
That's what connected us is glitter. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Glitter is fabulous. Look, it's not my brand, but it's fabulous.
It's Vanessa Myrick.
Yes, and we love Vanessa. It's family.
She is. And speaking about family and community, one of my favorite things to do on this podcast is play some games. And my favorite game is Would You Rather. And I have a Would You Rather lipstick Biddies cards that I love to play with you. So basically, you pick a card and it's going to have one thing or the other on the back. You can read it out loud and tell us what you would choose.
Okay. Let's see. I'm the weirdo that wants the one. Okay. So would you rather your client has extreme BO or your client has extreme halitosis? Ooh.
I'm sure you probably dealt with both. We've all had both.
I think I would rather deal with BO over halitosis. And the reason why is halitosis is something that is really correct. Like you have to do some real deep correcting, cleansing and detoxing that I may not have time, but I can give you a spray down and a wipe and give you some deodorant. So, and I'm not ashamed to tell a client like, hey, it's going off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them. And they'll be like, oh, really? So I have but halitosis, that's touchy. Because that's deep internal in the stomach, which means you need to do some detoxing.
And y'all, we all have Jow in our kit, and Jow you could actually use as deodorant.
Right, absolutely. You can totally use gel as deodorant.
So we are multi-use queens here.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for giving us your time. I feel like we could probably talk forever. We'll have to maybe, if you'd be interested in doing like a full-length episode, I feel like we could talk for a very long time. Even though it's a mini episode, it's probably 20 minutes we've talked already.
We're like best friends already, okay? We're about to have drinks, some wine, really get to know each other.
Okay, what we do for lunch?
Next time I'm back in New York, absolutely. No, but I can do a cast with you anytime, any podcast, any day. You just let me know. We can make it happen.
Thank you.
You guys are doing an amazing thing.
So can you let the listeners know where they can find you on social media? Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Absolutely. So my name is Ashunta Sheriff-Kendricks, and it's Ashunta Sheriff-Beauty. And you can find me in 2 places on Instagram, at Ashunta Sheriff or at Ashunta Sheriff-Beauty, and also on TikTok at Ashunta Sheriff-Beauty. Deuces.
Thanks, everybody.